According to Republicans who spoke to NBC News recently, there will be, quote, hell to pay if Florida's Republican Governor Ron DeSantis decides to run against Donald Trump in the 2024 Republican presidential primary. In fact, the Republican, who is described as having discussed DeSantis's and Trump's presidential plans with the former president, says, quote, Trump made Ron. And if Ron ran against Trump, there will be hell to pay. Interesting, right? And I think we all know that, right? If anybody runs against Donald Trump, if he runs in 2024, which I think we all think he is, there's going to be hell to pay. Doesn't matter who it is. If it's Liz Cheney, there's going to be hell to pay because Donald Trump wants to run unopposed. He basically wants to be anointed the next Republican presidential candidate, and he thinks he's entitled to it for some reason. But the reason this is now becoming an issue is because on Monday, Ron DeSantis, an interview with him, appeared on the Truth with Lisa Booth podcast, where DeSantis had this to say. My goal would be, if we win the election really big, people like you who analyze these things are going to say the days of Florida being a swing state are over. Florida is a red state. And I think that's because of a lot of what we've done. Now, he didn't say what it means if we win really big, but the people that spoke to NBC News, people from DeSantis's inner circle, said that Donald Trump, of course, set a bar. 3.3% is how much Trump beat Biden by in the state of Florida in the 2020 election. DeSantis, on the other hand, only won his 2018 election by 0.5 percentage point. That's exceptionally weak. That's very pathetic. And if you factor in the number of COVID deaths that we've had here in the state of Florida, that is more than enough, especially because we know it's affected Republicans more. That's more than enough to easily swing the election if the margins are what they were in 2018. The biggest thing DeSantis has going for him right now is that the Democratic candidates suck. Sorry, they do. But if they can beat Trump's 3.3% victory margin, they're going to declare that a victory. Hell, if they beat their 2018 0.5 point margin, they're going to declare that a massive victory. So then what, Ron? Are you going to challenge Donald Trump for 2024 at that point? That may be your only opportunity. And by the way, as we have seen time and time again, winning a state is not the same as winning the country. Florida, I'll give DeSantis credit for this. Florida's not a swing state, folks. Florida is a red state. 100% it's a red state. Let's be very clear and honest about what Florida is now. So, even if he's able to win Florida by bigger margins, does that mean he's going to play well in Wisconsin? Is he going to play well in Ohio or Pennsylvania or Michigan or any of those actual swing states? Honestly, I don't think so. But the problem DeSantis, of course, has is relevance. Right now, he's the most talked about Republican out there other than Donald Trump. So if he wins re-election right now in 2022 and then doesn't run in 2024, which he would have nothing to lose because he's not trying to run for election that year. Florida's, opposite of the presidential elections. If he doesn't run then, he would have to run in 2028. By 2028, he will have been removed from office for 2 years. As I pointed out before, do you know what can happen in 2 years in American politics? Everything. 2 years ago, nobody gave a damn who Ron DeSantis was. And then all of his COVID missteps and then all of his oppression started to make headlines. Who's to say that's not going to happen with a different Republican in the 2 years that DeSantis is out of office waiting to run for president in 2028? He has to strike while the iron's hot. And that is why I do believe if he wins governor, he will run for president in 2024. And I just can't wait to see what kind of hell there is to pay from Donald Trump after he gets creamed by Ron DeSantis. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is? For years, this crime's rate has been surging and affecting millions of Americans. I'm talking, of course, about identity theft, and it happens to 1 in 20 Americans. Yet, despite this, those who have had their identity stolen are often shocked when it happens. Imagine trying to log into your email account one day only to see that the password had been changed hours ago. Then you start getting notifications of activity from your bank, credit cards, crypto accounts. That's when the feelings of panic, fear, anxiety, paranoia, disbelief, shock, and anger and frustration and guilt start to set in. That's why I am excited to partner with Aura, who is sponsoring this video. Aura is identity theft protection, fraud monitoring, a VPN, password management, and antivirus software all combined into one easy-to-use app. Aura monitors the dark web for your emails, passwords, and social security numbers and sends alerts fast, right to your phone and email. When it comes to fraud, every second matters. Connect your credit and bank accounts and get notified of any changes up to 4 times faster than Aura's competitors. Their VPN allows you to stay anonymous online by keeping your browsing history and personal information safe and encrypted. And their antivirus software that will block malware and viruses before they infect your devices is absolutely vital. I've been using Aura to protect my personal information, and it couldn't be easier. Setup literally just takes a couple of minutes, and you can link all of your financial accounts for monitoring to protect you. As someone that's had their personal banking information stolen several times in the past, I can't stress enough how important this service is and how great it is to have the peace of mind that Aura brings. So protect yourself and your family from America's fastest growing crime. Try Aura free for 2 weeks and see if any of you and your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial today at aura.com/ROF.